Now you remember our Rosterio 8 that we talked about 3 days ago that we have in here in this brooder. We are a few hours into day 4 now since we stocked these chicks. They've been doing very well because we've not had any sort of mortality due to transportation or due to the time they spent in the brooder. The mortality is 0. We've not had anyone. Now there is one very important thing I'll be doing at the end of this batch. That is by after the 35 that we must have disposed these birds, or by that day 35, I'll be comparing the performance of this Rosterio 8 with the performance of the last batch we raised, which is Cobb 500 from Zatec Hatchery. This is Rosterio 8 from Agrited Hatchery. So I'll be comparing the two and then giving you the details comparison between both of them, so that if you want to stock your day-old chicks, you should know the exact one to stick to. Now for me, I don't always like to stick to a particular one because I've heard some farmers who said, okay, what works well for them is that's Arbor Plus. So I've tried that in the past, though the performance of that particular one wasn't that really okay compared to this Cobb 500 that we've been raising and this Rosterio 8. Because I've actually raised Rosterio 8 in the past. The performance was very okay. Now you can see this carton, because one of the observations I actually observed using this carton right now is it's not as messed as that messed up compared to the last batch I raised. I wouldn't know if this is due to the feed I am using. Remember, the feed we are using is not the same feed we've been using. So we actually changed to another professional brand. Another brand of professional feed. That's what we actually switched to. So I want to see the performance of that feed, because based on what I have heard about that feed, it's of a very good quality too. So I want to see the performance. But looking at these birds right now, this like 3 days and some few hours, the performance is okay. It's not bad based on what I'm saying now. Just like comparing the look right now physically, the physical observation with the previous one that I've been doing with Breedware professional feed. So I don't think this is bad based on what I am saying right now. But at the end, the weight is actually what is going to tell us if this feed that we've been using is actually okay. So I'll be giving you the details, and at the end of this batch also I'm going to tell you the name of that professional feed. In case you want to buy, you buy. Again, I'm not trying to advertise any form of feed here, because nobody paid me to make this video to advertise their product. No. So I'm just doing this based on my personal observation, based on my personal experience. That is why I'm making this video. So this is day 4. Now the medication, if you remember the synthetic medication chart that we created, what we are to give today, because this is a few hours into day 4, that is day 4, is still antibiotics as well as multivitamins that we started at day 2. So we'll be stopping it by day 5. I think day 5, day 2 to 5. So we'll be stopping it by day 5, which is a day after tomorrow. Exactly once they hit exactly 5 days in this pen, I'm going to stop it. So that we don't overdose them with we don't bombard them too much with antibiotics. So this is it. Now there's one other thing I observed. Remember this height of these nipple drinkers is a bit low now. That's to tell you that the chicks, they are really growing. So I'll need to adjust the height a little so that I don't experience any form of wet floor, because it's very important. One of the prerequisites you must adhere to in order not to have a wet floor, because a wet floor means coccidiosis, unknown to you if you don't know. So wet floor is equal to coccidiosis to me. So I want everywhere dried. So I'll need to adjust the height of that nipple a bit, so that they don't spray water on the floor for me. Now what we are still observing is feeding in bits. We don't dump feed there for them. We give them feed little by little. That's what I mean by feeding a bit, little by little. Now this nipple pain as well as these bird drinkers, they've been enough to actually provide water for these 200 chicks that I have in here. But I'm considering something that is hopefully by tomorrow I'm likely to introduce the second bird drinkers. So they've not grown to the point where I will have to expand this brooder. No, maybe before they hit that day 7, I will have to consider that, expand it a bit. Now what we'll be doing tomorrow, by the time we hit exactly day 4, that we will be removing this carton totally from this pen, so from this brooder rather, so that they will not be on the sawdust, because just under this carton you are seeing here, we have sawdust that this carton is covering. We have sawdust at the bottom of this carton. So by tomorrow we'll be removing the carton and then going to burn them to ashes. That's how we do it. Now we are gradually considering replacing these tray feeders gradually, because as from day 7 we need to consider that and then change to another form of feeder that will be introducing to them. Just follow us. You will know the type of feeder we are to introduce to them by that 2nd week that they've been in this brooder. So we don't have to use tray feeder to feed them till they complete 2 weeks or till they get to week 3. Otherwise, the wastage of feed will be much in this in raising these birds. They will waste a whole lot of feed for us, so we don't want to observe that. Hence we'll be replacing these tray feeders, then possibly still leave this flip top feeder for a few more days. After then we'll now remove everything totally and leave them on the new feeder that we'll be introducing to them. So after that, also maybe before they finish week 2, we'll be introducing the feeder that they will use till we dispose them. So I'll be showing you everything. Just follow us step by step. That is what I'm going to be showing you. Again, what we do in this channel, when you ask your question and we observe that, okay, replying your question or your comment with a text might not give you a detailed understanding of the answer we'll be providing, what we do, we take that question that you ask, we make a video with it, so that you will have a proper understanding and then get value for the question that you ask. This is what we are committed to in this channel. Both sides of the carton has been used. So the next thing now is to remove them and then go and burn them to ashes. Now they will not be on the sawdust as soon as I remove them. Now we need to be somehow careful so that they don't spray much bedding materials on the feed. That is when we need to now be thinking of removing the tray feeder and then replacing them with another form of feeder. So I can tell you, as at this morning, these birds are doing very well because we've not had any mortality. You can see how active all of them are. They are very, very active, moving around, feeding well. Because another thing also, based on what I am saying right now, the size is really coming up well. In terms of what I was thinking about this feed, okay, will it be as good as that of Breedware? I think it's going to be like that, because from the look I'm saying right now, day 4, these chicks are like this. So definitely we are going to hit our target weight by that day 7. So this, from what I am seeing, we are definitely going to hit it. Okay, now you can see the pen. I've removed the carton. Today is day 4, so I've removed the carton already. You can see how they are in this brooder right now. They are on the sawdust. So where they work really is now is just to like watch over them so that they don't spray much sawdust on this tray feeder. So that will lead to some level of feed wastage. But however, based on my experience over time, they don't really spray much sawdust on it, because after a few hours I do come around, then check on the chicks, check if they are eating properly, remove any wool shave or sawdust I might find inside the tray feeder, and then add to the feed. So this is how it is. Now this is the second bird drinkers that I've introduced into the brooder, while this is the first one. So they now have more than enough source of drinker where they can drink water from. So this is where we are today. Now I've also used the opportunity to open up bring down some part of the tarpaulin so that fresh air can come in, because as of this morning the temperature is already reading about 31 point something and the sun is really up. So I wouldn't want them to experience anything too much heat in this brooder right now, because it's supposed to be within an acceptable range. So what we are looking at is between that 30, 31, 32 as the case may be at this point. So today being day 4, we are gradually heading towards day 5. So by day 6, day 7, by day 6, very likely we'll stop providing heat for them. We might stop providing heat totally. So remember the way we normally do it, we observe them over the night before stopping the heat. But if we observe that around that time of the night, when the cold is really much, so when we observe they are not huddling together, So at that point, we might need to just discourage provision of heat for them. Thank you so very much. And again, if you find this video helpful, in a way to say thank you, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button if you've not done so. If you find this video helpful, in a way to say thank you, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification icon. Like, comment and share, as this will do a whole lot in helping us to grow our channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you so very much.